All right, and we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. I haven't done a live in quite some time, but we back. Let me know in the comment section if the stream is coming through loud and clear for you guys, and we can go ahead and get the party started. I want to thank Shing Shang for coming in the chat early. He was in here early. Shout out to Bandana Travels in the building, and we got House of Lamar in the building. So, guys, if everything is cool with the stream, if I'm not borging out too bad, if the audio is good, just hit one in the comment section for me before I get to rolling and we all borging out and all that good stuff. Now, I did have some videos prepared, but it looks like they're not loading properly, and I don't want to mess up the flow by itchy videos. So we're just gonna roll with it. All right, we got uh, Rock Vet Club. Okay, so you said one. First Class King says one. All right. So luck, we might be rolling in here. We might be rolling in here. All right. Might be rolling in here. Look like we should be good on the stream. Perfect. We got another one. Oh, it's Racket. Okay, Racket. All right. Racket Club. Welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show. But yes, so we're coming live from Thailand. The internet is pretty good out here, but sometimes it can be a little janky. We got K Dale in the building. He says, peace to the chat. What up, BMT? Yeah, I haven't done a live in quite some time, but we rolling today, man. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to chop it up about. Hope everybody is well. I know it's been a lot of drama in those Passport Bros streets as of late. But on this channel, we like to keep it positive. We like to move forward. We like to build. We like to network. And it's a beautiful thing that guys can now travel the world, make money online, live overseas, leverage the American dollar, despite, what's going on with the American dollar right now. It's still relatively strong. I know it's a lot going on with the politics behind that, but it is a blessing to be able to exercise that option as well as traveling. Now, the title of this show, we're going to get to the title very soon. I'm going to go over a few little news, some good news, rather. I know you guys been getting hit with the negative a lot lately from the Passport Bros sector. Everybody trying to want clicks and views and all that. But the real reason why so many men are leaving the States, all right? As some of you already know, there's like a waiting list, almost a backup for guys getting their passports. Now, in the private Facebook group, Passport Bros, if you haven't already joined the group is at 19,000. I will pull up in a second. The group is at 19,600. We got about probably 1,000 back there waiting to get in, waiting to get approved. So if you haven't already joined the Facebook group, make sure to join the Facebook group. You get a lot of good information within the group. It's definitely a brotherhood. All ethnicities of men, a lot of men from the West, a lot of men from all over the world who are interested and have a ideology of traveling. All right. So make sure to join the Facebook group. There's a lot of information in there. But guys are still getting their passports. All right. They're getting them in about 4 to 6 weeks. It's not too bad. You can always pay extra to expedite your passport. What I do recommend, because I did a consultation a couple of weeks ago, and the guy did book his trip before he received his passport in the mail. And I said, I don't know if you should have did that. And I think he had to cancel his trip because he did not receive his passport in time, because there is a wait time. So if you're on the fence, go ahead and throw the paperwork in, man. Make sure you do the paperwork right. Go ahead and apply for your passport, because it is a lot of people getting their passports and traveling more. Not necessarily living overseas, but a lot of people are traveling more. As a matter of fact, you have Airbnb, who have pretty much put the majority of their jobs to remain online. A lot of companies, when the pandemic happened, went to an online platform. Some of those companies are asking for the employees to come back, but some of those companies see the value of not having the high overhead of having a brick and mortar or a building that everybody has to go to. A lot of these jobs now, especially in this digital space, with AI coming, this tech space, and it's easy to get certifications now. I'm not gonna say easy, but a lot of people are getting certifications now, and high skipping over college and debt and loan. I know guys right now with IT jobs paying heavy six figures. In some cases, I know guys with 2 IT jobs. You know, I did a consultation with a guy who was making $400,000 a year with 2 IT jobs with no college degree. All right. So things are changing. You know, things are changing, guys. Make sure you are ready for this new tech age. We was in the informational age, and we're still in the informational age, but now everything is moving to tech, as you guys can see, and moving very fast with the new creation of AI. All right. Let me catch these chats in the comment section. We got CB Passport Strength. Said, what up, BMT? What's good? We got MJ Hines the third. What's good? What's good? Man, it's happy to be back, man. Happy to be back doing my lives, man. I like tapping in to the family. Drew G says, guys, make sure you get both passports and your passport card. Yes, that is important to get your passport card as well. All right. That's very true. Good point. Let me put that up on the screen for you guys. Because in a lot of cases, your passport is probably one of the most important documents that you will have. I'll give you prime example. So I had my passport on me. Usually I don't have it on me, but I had it on me, I believe, because I had to do something, rent a bike or something like that. You got to have your passport. And I had it during Songkran, right? So during Songkran, people are told not to spray the people on the motorbikes and dump water on the people on the motorbikes, but that doesn't happen. You know, they just get everybody that they can. You know, it was a lot of car accidents and stuff like that. So I'm in Songkran, I'm riding my bike, and I get dished with water, hit with water, you know, going down this particular street. It's everybody just tagging me from both ends. And I had my passport on me. So my passport got wet. All right. So you definitely want to have that passport card on you. Keep your passport tucked away and, you know, safely, you know, in your domicile or in your home, and keep that passport card on you. In some cases, you might have to do that and have a picture or of your visa stamp, especially in Thailand. The visa stamp is what tells you the date of your entry to the country and how many days you have left. Okay, it's not such a bad thing in South America. You know, in South America, they never roll up on you and ask you for, you know, your pass. If they do ask you for your passport, they really just asking you for some type of identification 9 times out of 10 when they ask. But in most general terms, they're not looking for your entry dates unless you do something nefarious or something like that. But in Thailand and Southeast Asia in general, they do check the entry date. So make sure. We got Yoga Yoga in the building. What's good, Yoga Yoga? Yeah, man, I'm back at it, man. I missed the lives, bro. I missed the lives. I was hurting, man. I got to tap in with the fam. I have to tap in with the fam, you know? All right, so I got some good news, guys. We got 85 in the room. Do me a favor and make sure you hit that like button, guys. Let me see if I got to pull this up on the stream. All right, here we go. Now, this is some good news. Now, we've been discussing this for quite some time. Colombia's digital nomad visa. We've been talking about it for quite some time, but the details have been kind of etchy. We didn't have the amount of money it takes to qualify for the digital nomad visa. So we're going to break it down. This article just came out about a month ago, but let's go ahead and break this on down now. All right. So this article is coming from Travel Off Path. All right. The title of the article is one of the cheapest countries in the world has officially launched its digital nomad visa. Like I said, we've been discussing it for quite some time, well over a year now. Me and Andre has done live streams about it. We've mentioned it, like I said before, but we didn't have the exact details. So now we have the exact details of a digital nomad visa. And I know a lot of brothers like Colombia. I love Colombia as well. So let's go ahead and scroll down and see exactly what we have going on with this Colombia digital nomad visa. All right. So the requirements, right? Because if you know, you get 90 days of visa on upon arrival, you can extend that 90 days, and additional 90 days, get 180 days in 1 year, which is about 6 months, right at 6 months. So you can spend half a year in Colombia, which is pretty lenient, which is pretty good. It's actually pretty good. That's not that bad. All right. So one of the qualifications is proof of employment or proof of self-employment. All right. Earning at least 3 million Colombian pesos per month, which is $655 USD per month. That's right, not per week. $655 USD per month. All right. And you have to have health insurance. Now, the health insurance, you have a lot of companies. You got some companies in America that definitely you can add some type of international policy to it. I've always been an advocate of, just having a private doctor on call. But you do have a lot of options when it comes to digital nomad insurance. Now, in most cases, you're going to be insured everywhere in most countries that we like to go to. For the most part, you're going to be insured in all those countries besides America. You're not insured in America, but you do have policies that you can have uh, American insurance or be insured in America with your American insurance company. You got some of the big guys, Blue Cross Blue Shield, that might do some type of form of international insurance. And keep in mind, you can have two insurance policies, by the way, which is a suggestion for me, seeing how some of the insurance companies like to do the finesse when it's required for them to pay out a lot. Okay. But I still say the best option is still to have a private doctor on call in South America. It's not that difficult. All right. So this makes the Colombian digital nomad visa one of the easiest to apply for the reasonable income requirements. Once again, that's $655 USD. All right. So the visa is available for citizens with a valid passport from countries on the list of those exempt from needing a short stay visa from Colombia. All right. So this includes the United States and Canada, pretty much the West, Australia, United Kingdom. All right. Now, in the article, it does mention that Colombia is much safer now. Where we at? Here we go. And it is for the most part. It is in the most part. If you ever did the Community 13 tour, Community Thursday tour, you will see a lot of the back history about all the, the gang wars and the cartel wars that was going on there in Colombia. A lot of that has quieted down, but you still have to be careful. Some of you guys, I know, if you're in the Facebook group, you will see, because what we do in the Facebook group is we report basically all the news, whether it be positive or negative, right? And some guys might feel like, hey, man, why is this negative news about Colombia? It's just not really like that. Regardless, we're going to report the news, especially when it's against a tourist or a foreigner. All right. And there's a lot going on, not only in Colombia, but all these countries. So make sure you join the Facebook group so you can stay abreast of what's going on in these countries. All right. That's very, very important. But that is good news. I believe Brazil has a digital nomad visa as well. It's not, I don't think it's as cheap. It might be $800 a month. But if you do decide to go out there and live long term, or spend long amounts of time in these countries, that is a good option for you to have as far as a digital nomad visa. I was telling somebody about nomad visas just yesterday, and they had no idea even what that was. I said, nah, man, you got, Malaysia just came out with digital nomad visa. The requirements are relatively low to get in there. These countries see the benefit of tourism, right? Because it's two major benefits from that. The fact that you're coming in and you're making US dollars and you're spending those US dollars within their economy. All right. So that's a big benefit, because you're not taking away any jobs from the locals basically. So that's big benefits. All right. We got 106 in the room. Guys, do me a favor and hit that like button. We are live, man. All right. All right. So International Drizzy says women are getting their passports too. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, everybody's getting their passports, man. And we're going to discuss that. We're definitely going to discuss that. All right. And the thing about, let me get this up real quick. The thing about people getting their passport is not a one size fits all solution. Despite what been said about the passport bros and people doing all these type of videos about passport bros, leaving the country, going for the women, it's not a one size fits all situation, man. People are leaving for different reasons. People are leaving for different reasons. All right, let me just get this real quick. All right. Let me wait for this to load. Hold on, family. All right, the realist says, I wish Africa had a digital nomad visa. That's interesting. You know what? I'm talking to a friend of mine that's in Dar es Salaam right now, uh, Tanzania, and I believe they get a 30-day on arrival. Don't quote me on that. But he was able to purchase some form of a visa for 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, original man, it's only $635 a month. A month. All right. And I do believe in Brazil, if you don't have the verified income, you can show them your bank account balance. Anything over 17,000. I think some digital nomad visas have that as well. That clause in there as well. That you can give them a banking statement showing your balance. If it's over a certain amount, you can stay there and apply for digital nomad visa as well. So basically, three basic requirements: verified employment, right? Or you can be self-employed. So if you have an LLC, you'll be fine. A bank statement showing that you make over $655 a month, and health insurance. And health insurance can range from $45 a month all the way up to a couple of $100 a month. That depends on you and what you're comfortable with. All right. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to my dude B May. He's also a member. He says with the $5 super chat, man, I really appreciate that. He says, my guy, finally caught you live. I've been busy. Yes, sir, man. Can't wait till you come on back to Thailand, bro, so I get you on that basketball court, player. Somebody says people are going to rush. Shane says people are going to rush to Tanzania now. And you know what? It's been a lot of information going around about East Africa within the Passport Bros Facebook group as well, because we got guys going out there, they're enjoying themselves as well. So it's a lot of information going around about that. Now, somebody said, Art, is the visa mandatory? Well, in most cases, you will get a visa on arrival. Now, you can apply for certain visas online before you even get there. But in most cases, most guys just get the visa on arrival. You go through customs, you go through immigration, and they'll stamp you on in. In Thailand, you get 30 days with another 30-day extension. Okay. After that, you have to do what they call a border run, which means you have to go to a neighboring country or any country you want to be able and just come on back. Usually, safe wise, I would say at least 24 hours. Even better might be 48 hours, because I did have a friend of mine that got kind of, I'm not going to say caught up, but he got held up because he did a border run and tried to come back the same exact day. He tried to do like a turnaround or something. And I'm assuming they want you to spend at least 24 hours in that country before you come back on the border runs, at least in concerns of Thailand. Now, in South America, it's not as strict, especially for Americans. You got 90 days, and you can do an extension. Probably, I don't know what the fee is, but you can do an extension and get 3 more months. So you get 6 months, right? Now, the overstay fee in Brazil is about $200, but they attach the overstay fee to when you re-enter the country, meaning you don't have to pay it before you leave. Colombia is the opposite. All right. Now, no country can stop you from basically coming back home unless you've broken some type of law or something. But in Colombia, they kind of will make you pay the overstay fee before you leave. Now, the overstay fee cannot be paid with cash. You know, you have to put charge it on the card or something like that, because I got hit with the overstay fee. But it was only about $135 US. So it's not that bad. And I stayed in Colombia for close to a year. All right. All right, we got another super chat here. I want to give a shout out to Straight Talk with Aaron Dante. Shout out to you, brother. I really appreciate the $50 super chat. We actually met in person on Richie Mac's yacht party for his birthday. Shout out to Zuma Thailand as well. We had a great time, real good vibes, real good energy, a lot of good bros on that boat. I met this brother. We had a good conversation. I'm going to get your information, brother, so we can definitely talk offline. He says, BMT just wanted to show love baby boy, keep up the good work, man. I appreciate that, man. We're just here trying to spread the word to the passport brothers. All right. So shout out to you, Straight Talk with Aaron Dante. Guys, make sure to check out his channel as well. Very good informational channel. All right. What's up from a gym from San Antonio? Shout out to you, Patrick Blackrock P Money. All right. All right. So we got Brian Norris in the building. He says, just moved to Cartagena from Mississippi. That is a hell of a culture shock. That is a hell of a culture shock. Best decision I ever made. I received my digital nomad visa in 7 days after applying. All right. That's excellent news. Leave in the chat. I went down to the requirements, but if you could, let us know exactly what statements that you have to send in. Did you have to go to a visa office or a special person that deals with visas, or did you do it all yourself? I appreciate that if you can leave that in the comment section if you are still here. We got 133 in the room. Guys, make sure to hit that like button so we can go ahead and shoot out in the algorithm. Now, Straight Talk from Dante says, I am planning a visit to Africa, 20 countries in 3 months, an epic trip. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about Africa, man. You can definitely travel around it. I've been looking at some tickets over there in Africa, and it's actually pretty reasonable coming from Thailand, surprisingly not. Now, if you visit some countries in Africa, now I'm not sure if it's all the countries, because most of the guys that leave here and go to Africa, go to East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, something like that, you have to have a yellow fever shot. All right, you have to have a yellow fever shot. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Shout out to Black Haven in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Glad you're tapping in. All right. Somebody said I live in Arusha. Okay. Michael Sanders in the building says Thailand is my favorite place to visit. Was just there for my birthday, going back before the year is over. Yes, Thailand is lovely, man. Thailand is lovely. All right, so J Maz has some good information. He says in Thailand, you got to pay that overstay fee before you are allowed to leave. Yeah, it's the same way in Colombia. It's the same way in Colombia. All right, we got Patrick Blackrock P Money. He says, anyone thinking of an African tour, I recommend starting in Kenya and thank me later. I'm originally from Nigeria, living in the States currently. Shout out to you, Patrick Blackrock P Money from Nigeria. Shout out to you, brother. All right, so Mike says, since all the what's that? I'm just gonna call you Seth, bro. He says, since all the heat is on Thailand and Tanzania, I'm going to the DR. Shout out to you, man. I love the DR. Shout out to everybody in the Dominican Republic. Shout out to my partner Cardell. He's out there. If you guys are checking in Puerto Plata, the Sosua area, make sure to check out Wings and Waffle. All right. All right. Shout out to my guy, Chocolate Man in Thailand. Shout out to you, brother. This guy, if you haven't already subbed to his channel, make sure to sub to his channel. He gives you all the information about Thailand that you need. He has a wealth of information. He's been out here for quite some time. A great channel, very good videos, editing, all that good stuff, man. So shout out Chocolate Man in Thailand. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. He says, I'm in the edit chamber, but got you on the Light podcast right now. Keep grinding. Appreciate that, Chocolate Man in Thailand. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate you checking in. He was on the yacht, Richie Mac's yacht party as well. We had a real good time, man. Real good time. Can't wait till Richie Mac drops that video. All right. Shout out to Richie Mac. All right. Blackhaven asked, I'm pretty sure Blackhaven is in the group because he asked this question. He says, what's the company name of the Tonkat Ali you get in Thailand? Brother, if I could pronounce the name, because it's in Thai, I would to you. But it is available at some pharmacies, not all, but it is available at some pharmacies. Maybe to go to bigger ones. They do have like herb shops here as well. Some is available here. A lot of good results. I posted a picture. Richie Mac actually had the honey Tonkat Ali mixed with the goat weed, basically. So that's pretty strong as well. Tonkat Ali, if some of you guys don't already know, It's more of a natural enhancer of testosterone. It gives you energy, makes you feel good, and it gives you that pat that you need, that extra that you might need in the bedroom, especially if you are an older gentleman. A lot of guys in Asia have been taking Tonkat Ali for hundreds of years. So it's a very better natural alternative to the other stimulants, basically, that can be very dangerous to your health. All right. Drew G says Aaron Dante shares good info on his channel. We gotta do an interview, man. Aaron, we definitely gotta do an interview sometime soon. We got the Mayor of Music Tribe. I think I know who this is, but this guy always changes his name. I believe I know who that is. Let me see. I believe that's my guy. He says Cartagena boys in the building. A lot of guys loving Cartagena right now. You know. Trey Talk Dunny says good information. Yes, sir. All right. Now, Brian Norris comes in. He gives us the information. Now, he just got the digital nomad visa for Colombia in 7 days. This is the information that he's providing. I really appreciate that, Brian Norris. He says, I used a lawyer. All you need is 3 months pay stubs, 3 months bank statements, health insurance from Colombia. Okay, that's health insurance from Colombia, and online application. The total cost was $800, including the attorney fees. All right, guys. So let me read that again for you guys. We're looking into the digital nomad visa. He said that he's used a lawyer. You need 3 months pay stubs, 3 months bank statements, health insurance from Colombia, and online application. Now, that's a good information to know. I thought you can use any international health insurance, but he's saying health insurance from Colombia and online application. The total cost was $800, including attorney fees. Okay. Somebody says BMT never going back to Colombia. Oh, I'll be going back to Colombia, bro. Europe, that's a good option, man. Europe is a good option. I actually have a couple of friends from, is it Finland or Norway, something like that. It's one of them countries, Switzerland. I meet all these different Europeans from around the world, and they a lot of them living here in Thailand actually. But I can't wait to go to Europe. I want to travel the whole entire globe, bro. I want to go to as many countries as possible in my journey. All right. All right. Let's see here. Somebody said check out Purple Ginger. I haven't heard of that one. Hold on. Yeah, guys are talking about the Tonkat Ali. Like I said, I probably helped sales of Tonkat Ali boost by a lot, bro. Trust me, even here in Thailand. All right, we got Donovan 51 in the building. Says shout out to BMT in the chat. Shout out to you, bro. We got 159 in the room, guys. Do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get to the topic at hand. The number one of the main reasons, I'm not gonna say the number one reason, but one of the main reasons that a lot of people in general, men and women, are leaving the States right now. It's a backup for American passport. Now, I had a video loaded, but it's not working, unfortunately, to kind of give you like a news clip of the demand for passports right now. On top of a lot of countries are offering digital nomad visas as well. So it's like the perfect marriage to a certain degree, the perfect formula for success if you are deciding to live overseas for a long period of time. Without have to pay a lot of money for some type of visa. A lot of countries have retirement visas, but they start at like 50 years old, which leaves a lot of the guys that are younger out. All right. So that's a good thing right now. Like even Malaysia has a digital nomad visa right now. And I told you before, previously, that it's perfect because you're not taking away any jobs from the locals. You're pretty much working from your laptop, but you're able to spend a lot more money and get taxed in some cases. All right. Because when they find out you're American, they might put an extra on top of the apartments for rent or anything you're going at. It all depends on how you negotiate, but just keep in mind when you are American, it's an advantage being an American because you're getting US dollars, but they know that you're getting American dollars as well. And you will be taxed 9 times out of 10 anywhere you go in the world when they figure out that you are American. I got a guy who's been living in Colombia for 3 to 4 years. He speaks fluent Spanish. He's from France, but he still gets hits with the gringo price, even though he speaks fluent Spanish. He tries to kind of speak, like the Colombians, but his accent is just so heavy that they know, hey, bro, you from the West, you from one of those other countries. Where you from? That's the exact question they're going to ask you right away. Where exactly from you from? Not just because they're interested in you, to see what type of currency that you're making, basically. And when you say America, or you say London, or Britain, or something like that, the UK, they're thinking dollar signs in their heads for the most part. Now, one of the main reasons, right? One of the main reasons. Now, I know we're talking about the women. That's what's been the narrative, is guys are leaving the States because dating is getting so difficult in America. But that's not always the case. All right. You got guys, many passport pros, that still date actively in America, so that's not always the case. It's other issues at hand, which means it's really the culture of America that a lot of men are tired of. All right. Now, along with the high taxation, along with some of the violence that you have to worry about being in America. If you're in the South somewhere, you got to have a gun on you. In most cases, when I was in Georgia, I always had my gun on me everywhere I went, or at least nearby. All right, because America has a lot of gun violence. Everybody has a weapon in America, basically, and that gets taxing after some time. You get to those 40s, you want to relax. You want to be peaceful. You don't have to worry about if you got to walk around at night. You got to go to the store late, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to have to be worried about that. All right. But one of the reasons is the current political and social climate in the United States. All right. Which is becoming increasingly divisive and polarized in the recent years. All right. Some men may feel disillusioned with the direction the country is heading in and may be seeking more stability or opportunity elsewhere. Now, keep in mind, gentlemen, that men have been traveling for quite some time. It's like it's getting way more popular now with this passport bros movement, and people, all on Instagram showing their travels, living overseas, digital nomad visas and whatnot. But people have been traveling for opportunities for quite some time. Most people were traveling to come into America. But the only reason a lot of people want to come to America is for one specific reason, all right? Besides the other opportunities, is money. They can make money and they can send back to their homeland. And in some cases, not all, they don't have to pay taxes, all right? So a lot of foreigners would like to go to America specifically to make money, but a lot of them have not necessarily been a fan of the culture of America as of late, because politically and race-wise, the country is being split. It's being divided. All right. It's a lot of division due to the media and everything like that. You got people hating each other without even judging each other or having by the character of that person. They just judging you, prejudging you. It's a lot of things going on in America, and that can be stressful to all men. Another factor, all right, in some cases here, because I got it written down, it's to pursue better job prospects or higher salaries in other countries. Now, you do have that. I got a lot of guys that do contract work out there in the Middle East. I forgot exactly what countries they're in, but I actually did an interview with my guy, Global Passport, and he was doing contracting in the Middle East. I believe, I forgot exactly what country he was in, but a lot of guys, since you'd be able to, make money, and you don't have to be military or former military to do this. If you have a CDL, you can go overseas and drive trucks over there in some of those Middle Eastern countries, and it's all tax free. All right. I know guys that drove trucks, like I said, I forget the exact country it in, but they would make $100,000 tax free for about a year, and they'll come back to America and buy houses cash, or jump into real estate, or just bank it and travel more. Okay, so there are economic opportunities overseas as well. All right. Now, one of the main reasons, in my opinion, all right, is the fact that some men want to pursue a particular lifestyle or have a different cultural experience that they cannot find in the U.S. All right. Now, you can throw dating up in that, but the culture of Brazil is beautiful. Going out going to the beach every weekend on Sundays, almost every day, relaxing on the beach. I mean, Sundays are the perfect, it's the perfect setup, man. People are cooking on the beach, it's just the energy, the vibe is a little different. The culture is a little bit more social. All right. That's what I mean. In America, you work, you come home, you pay bills, you go on a date, you meet a woman on Tinder, it could be sketchy, she could be finessing you for the money for the date, for the food. She gonna go on 5-6 dates a week, basically. It's stressful for men in America. You are disposable. And the court system is totally been hijacked. All right. Totally been hijacked. A lot of those judges get paid from child support in the States. All right. So it's an initiative for you to go through a divorce. All right. Everybody benefits from the divorce, but the man. The court system benefits from the divorce. The woman benefits from the divorce 9 times out of 10. All right. And some guys are just not going for it. The thing about men is a lot of men will pay attention to what older men are telling them. And that's the dangerous thing. That's why they want to break up the family so bad. That's why they don't really like a patriarchy. Because in general, you got some hard heads out here. But I'm telling you, when I started listening to older men, my life improved. And that's come from black men and white men. I took advice from both ethnicities of men. I got some great advice from white men, some great advice from black men. And a lot of that advice was dealing with the culture of America, the court system. Some guys be like, bro, you're a fool if you get married. Some guys are pro-marriage. It all depends. In some cases, those prenups are not necessarily concrete. Do you have judges that have thrown the prenups out because it benefits the system if they take all your resources away from you and award to her, which, it's been proven that women are more lenient in their spending habits than men are. All right. If you look at the most wealthiest man in the world at this point in time, he holds the top luxury brands. All right. Louis Vuitton and all that stuff. He's the richest man in the world. You think men made him the richest man in the world? Or do you think women made him the richest man in the world? All right. Let's see what's going on in the comment section. All right, let me make sure. Let me scroll up. Hold on. Give me family. Let me catch up with the chat. All right, Dustbuster says, divided in every way possible, race, gender, politics, and the violence as well. So these are things that just don't get discussed. Right now, the narrative is men are leaving, quote unquote, passport bros are leaving America seeking love or romance or sexual relations with women from different countries that are poor. That's what they're coming through. That's what they're trying to put out. That's the manipulation that they're putting out when there's so many other reasons behind why men are leaving the States. It's a lot because, like I said before, you got men that's in relationships that are dating that are actually leaving America. You got celebrities that are dating women in Brazil. I think Michael Irvin is dating a Colombian woman. I believe Kenny Anderson is dating a Brazilian woman. Men are, some of them are fed up. Some of them are fed up with just the culture. All right. America, I'm not going to say that, and I love my country. I'm not going to say it's on a downhill trajectory, but the leadership has been very sketchy in the last decade or so. All right. Now don't get too far into the politics. Andrew Baker says feminism is a huge issue as well. Yeah. That story, a lot of men need to recognize what's going on in America right now with the Jonathan Majors incident, right? The actor that played in, I believe it was not Rocky, but Apollo 3. He's 100% innocent. 100% innocent. All the witnesses are saying he's innocent, but he still lost a lot of money, and he might have really tarnished his career with just the accusation. All right. Just the accusation, guys. Somebody said a few more weeks, I'll be in South Korea. Shout out to, who's that? Pooh. All right. Let me catch some of these super chats. I want to make sure. Excuse me. And it's not going to be a long show, fellas. I'm not going to do a panel today, but we'll definitely be doing some panels very soon. All right. Shout out to the American Brazilian, man. Shout out to him. American Brazilian. I'm not sure if you're active on your YouTube channel, but he actually has a company, a pickle company. Actually, this man has his own pickle. So check him out. American Brazilian. All right. Somebody said I've been in Oklahoma dodging tornadoes. Hey, that's one of the things you got to watch out for. All right. That's one of the things you got to watch out for. I believe, yeah, I was in Thailand, right? And we do all the research, we get the consultation, we do all the information, but we never check, the natural disasters in these countries, right? And I believe I was in like it was a minor earthquake here, and it was I experienced a little small shakes before because even Georgia has those little shakes every blue moon, right? But this one right here, I didn't know what happened, and I didn't realize that they have light earthquakes here. And when things started moving, I'm sitting here in my apartment like, man, I'm sitting here like, what's going on, right? And it was shaky enough for things to fall down, So you definitely want to check for natural disasters if you're comfortable with that. I know in Brazil, for the most part, it just gets really, really hot. Like that sun is just blazing on you. It's a different type of heat. That's the only thing I know about in Brazil so far. And there's a lot of flooding going on here during the rainy season in Thailand as well. So keep in mind that what you're comfortable with before you decide to move to a country, All right, I got another super chat here by LDN Vibe. Asked me the $4.99 super chat. I really appreciate that. Booking that Brazil ticket at the end of the month. Shout out to BMT from London, man. You're going to enjoy Brazil. I definitely miss Brazil, man. Shout out to all my friends out there in Brazil. Shout out to Hobson. He's out there in Rio as well. All right. Somebody said Tornado Alley, and I was supposed to buy a rental property there. Somebody said prenups are 50-50. Hold on, I'm catching up with the chat now, guys. He said, ask Dr. Dre and Tyrese about prenups. All right. All right. I want to give a shout out to my guy, Marcus A. Brown. Marcus A. Brown actually inspired me to do a YouTube channel, man. He had a travel channel as well. Marcus A. Brown, I think it was the MAB experience, if I'm not mistaken, Marcus. I remember, bro. He did a dope video out there in the Dominican Republic, and that inspired me to actually start my channel. So shout out to Marcus A. Brown, man. With $2 super chat, man, I really appreciate you. I also appreciate you purchasing the t-shirts as well, bro. He says, much respect to bro Aaron and the chat. Much respect to you as well, man. He actually did a recent trip to Greece. Let me know. We got to talk behind the scenes on how that trip went, bro. But congrats to you. Somebody said, oh. All right, so Drew G says, BMT spot on about listening to older men. It was an older gentleman that told me to get my passport. He was old. He was definitely an older gentleman. And he told me a book, too. He told me a real important book. And I forget the name of that book. Damn it, because I had like a little library of books that I left in storage. I forget the exact name of the book. Was it, it's something with, you know what? The title of the book actually, it's one of those 70s books, so it's kind of sketchy. But I will leave in the chat. What is your P or something like that? It was a real good book, especially for Black men. A real good book, man. But yeah, listen to old heads were definitely older men. It says BMT is spot on by listening to older men. When I joined the military, it was recommended to find that old head, bro, that could share his knowledge. Man, it's nothing like experience, bro. I know so much more now in my early 40s than I did when I was in my 20s. And that's the value of the brotherhood that's being built overseas. Despite, the drama or the YouTube, that's all fake, bro. Everybody, for the most part, gets along. These same YouTubers that have this quote unquote beef with you and all that, when you see them in person, is all good. Trust me. But I was saying, you got gentlemen a little older, and they're passing down that information to some of the travel bros and passport bros that are younger. I wish I would have had this option or had this information when I was younger, when I was 23, 24. I didn't leave the country till I was 23 years old. All right. The next time I left the country after that, I was 36, I believe. 36 going to 37. All right. And that's when I took my trip to Brazil. That changed my life. All right. All right. This is a good point by Kane, the digital nomad time traveler. He says, quick note to add BMT. Here is something I keep seeing a lot of travel sector YouTubers comment on. Nomad locations are not expat or weekend warrior locations for living/working. All right. That's very true. That is very true. That's very true. All right. Oh, not Kenny Anderson. Kenny Smith is dating a Brazilian woman. You're right. That's actually Kenny Smith, not Kenny Anderson. I get all the Kennys mixed up. Deontay Wilder's wife is Filipina. All right. Shout out to Brandon Clark. He's also a member. All right. So let me catch up. We got Andre Baker in the building. All right. The Art of Will. Yo certified. Come on. We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there on this stream, bro. Brazil is amazing. Brazil is amazing. All right. All right. GMAT the second with the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate it. It says ear hustling at a cigar lounge among some old heads led me to get global entry. That is a good point. That global entry, especially if you're traveling a lot, that is a game changer right there, man. Because those lines, oh man, that's the most frustrating thing in the world. Have to wait in those long ass slow lines. All right. Especially in Fort Lauderdale. All right. Shout out to Edwin Thomas Sr. All right. He says, hi, BMT. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, bro. Thanks for the help when my motorbike died at Sonny's Barbershop. Edwin, do me a favor and email me your information at blackmentravels@gmail.com so I can go ahead and shoot that shirt out there to you because I owe you a shirt. So make sure to shoot me that email to you and I will send you the shirt. All right. As a matter of fact, you can check out the website, Passport Bros. The link is actually in the description. You can screenshot the shirt that you want because I owe you a t-shirt, and I'll send that shirt out to you ASAP, brother. For some reason, they took forever. You know, I do these sweatshirts here in Thailand, not just the basic shirt. It's like kind of like an Under Armour shirt, the material of it, and they take forever to get your shirts done. You know, I think Richie had his, Zoom Tyler had his shirts there, Chocolate Man had his shirts there done as well. And they'll give you a quick turnaround time, but they have so many orders because the material, I'm telling you guys, the material is great. You know, it's like a sweatshirt basically, just like an Under Armour shirt, but in my opinion, it's a little bit heavier, right? It's a little bit heavier than the Under Armour shirts. And I got about 40 t-shirts, maybe 50, but I wear the 10 sweatshirts back and forth, right? Not every day. I'm not a sweaty dude. I'm just saying, you know, I wear them more because they're more comfortable and you sweat a lot when you're walking around Thailand. All right. But it seems like that the shirt captures the sweat and you're fine. It's, you know, it's real, it's breathable. It's not sticko type shirt. You're not sticky with it. So those are shirts that I print out personally here in Thailand for the bros. A lot of them I just give away. All right. You know what? I'm gonna do a whole show based on what to invest in. I gotta get a guy who has a few Airbnbs, all right, because that's a big thing right now. Investing in international Airbnbs with an American holding company, getting the financing through the holding company, and you know, getting the Airbnbs internationally. I got a guy who's working on getting his first Airbnb in Colombia. I want to give a shout out to my other guy, Malcolm, who just purchased Airbnb in Colombia as well. So that's a big one, fellas. Trust me, that's a big one, especially if you pick the right location. Because I've seen from my experiences in relationships with guys opening up businesses overseas, the restaurant game, the club and bar game, it could be it could be challenging to say the least. All right. Anytime you're dealing with employees and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a whole show about that because a lot of guys ask me that question because I do a lot of interviews with business owners. Shout out to Dante at the Golden Tiger. Shout out to Helix at Flex. Shout out to all my international business owners. That's what it's about as well. You got guys that say, okay, I want to own a club, right? Now, a club typically in America could be 200,000, 300,000, maybe in some cities, maybe 100,000, But you can take that money that you were started in America and you can go overseas, find a really good location, get a good lawyer, make sure that it's networked in. That's the power of consultations because some of these lawyers are shisty, shady, and you have no reprimand when you're the foreigner, right? You can't technically sue them in some cases. Some cases you can, some cases you can't, right? I've seen it a few different ways. But the power of getting consultations, being networked in, you get referred to that lawyer. You get referred to that trusted realtor, and it's a much better option. So if you do decide to open up a business, I hear a lot of questions. A lot of guys in the group ask about businesses, open up a business. A lot of guys, in some cases, if you look at my interviews, a lot of guys don't even have a history within that business, right? If a guy owns a club, you would think, okay, how long have you been in the club business or in the restaurant business? They say, this is my first time. And they're successful because guess what? They already have a unique expat community waiting for what they're offering, right? In America, you go to 14th Street, I believe that is, or Auburn Avenue or something, little 5 Points, you open up a club, you mixed in with 30, 40 other clubs, right? You come to overseas. Let's just say you're one of the first guys that opened up a bar in Tanzania or something, or in Barranquilla, Colombia or something. A lot of Americans are more comfortable around other Americans. That's either black or white, green or yellow. Language and culture bonds you to a certain degree. And when you in these countries, I'm telling you, it's a form of being homesick to a certain degree. You don't necessarily want to go back to America, but you like the conversation that you have. The conversation is 10 times more weight in it, more valuable in it. You're talking sports, you're talking business when you connect with another American overseas, and you might need a hub for that and open up a bar in the club. So it's a little, it's a little cheat sheet to it. Like I say, it's a little learning curve, but it is possible. All right. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys joining the show. We've been rapping for about an hour. Don't worry. I'm going to start doing panels again. We're going to do our 2-hour long streams, but I want to keep this short and tight. We're going to do another stream tomorrow as well. We're going to get back rolling, guys. Like I said before, if you haven't joined the private Facebook group, Passport Bros, make sure to join the group. All right. Peace.